courage. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's just like, and like all this stuff with all the lions all over the internet and everything, it just makes me feel courage. I think that there's a huge Lyran reality just washing over this planet right now. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Who do you think's fucking doing the Ra? The Lyrans are the original people of Ra. Okay? They're the originators. They're the original ones. That's where all of the bullshit sprung from. That's why a lot of us were captured and brought to this planet, because our stock is fucking high. Right? Why not destroy the home planet? Now that bullshit with that Cecil, that thing where they killed that lion, right? Lion-shaped portals opening. You said it yourself. Lyras, woo! It's coming, bitches, right? Now this is an example of reverse engineering, right? So that came out, and that was basically, listen, fuckers, we've killed your home planet before and we'll do it again. Don't wake up. That's the fear trigger, right? Because it's always in the psyche of the beings. So
that's exactly what that was.
Yeah, so I reverse engineered it, as I'm sure other people did too. I'm not doing the big I, but I'm saying how I handled it was I reverse engineered it back into the grid, saying, wake the fuck up, Lyrans.
Right.
Be unafraid.
Well, guess what happened is when that happened, everybody was freaking out all over the world, which is awesome. But what happened was I said, thank you, Cecil. Thank you. Thanks. Because that was his contract. He just blew the roof off the place going into the Stargate. I mean, the whole place, everybody. Today, they made lion hunting illegal in Zimbabwe. Period.
All those people are that's the Lyrans coming back saying, listen, bitches, try it again, right? So Lyrans wake the fuck up and go from there. You better believe those bitches from Middle Earth are rising. Who do you think controls the womb chakras now? Or perhaps I shouldn't speak. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this is it. This is what everyone's been waiting for. Buckle up, bitches. This it is. Yeah. No, she's been majorly fucked with. But not just over this, in many ways.
Isn't that a shame?
We've all been fucked ourselves. You can't even go there. You can't.
She's trying really hard to wake up too. Like, she's awake, but she's trying hard to wake way up, and they're just swarming.
Look, unless you're aware and unless you're willing to not take it personally and you're willing to just fucking dig deep and say, I don't care what emotional shit's happening, I'm going further. That's just a smokescreen. Then, you know what I mean? You just got to dig deep. And the thing is, I feel more rewarded. But in the end, I feel more rewarded because I fucking dug myself out of that hole and I'm holding my banner and it's me. And I then have better rooted system, more grounded. I don't know.
No, but you're right. And the thing is, at this point, at this stage, you have to be a warrior. Like, you've got to have a warrior mentality. Like, you've just got to. And you've got to grit through it. And because...
understand that warrior mentality cannot be, how can I say the word?
Attached? It can't be.
No. It can't be aggressive, as in openly thwarting it. What it has to do is be aware that the world is not what you think it is. Stay in that neutral place, because as soon as you're in adversary, as soon as you're in that, then you're engaged. Because you're you're in polarity, out of neutral. So from the neutral, the warriorship is really just staying in that centered thing and that's not mine. That's not mine. So in that sense, not letting a reaction occur, not going up, not going down, just staying in that thing and going like that.
Right. Because when you have a reaction, you're being predictable. It's that so much kicks in.
But it's like this. Think of this. Here we are in sacred neutral. As soon as you have a reaction, there's a place they can get in. Right?
That's awesome.
Here, they can't get in. Right? Another reaction. Oh, there's another break. Oh, there they can get in. Right? But as soon as you're back in that neutral, or like this, if you want to do it that way, as soon as you're here, you can't be fucked with. Right? As soon as you go, oh, that's terrible. Woo, there it comes. Yes, you can have a reaction, you can note your reaction, but don't put emotion behind it. Emotion's what fuels them.
Right, but what you do with the emotion is, and here's where my training comes in, is that you just watch it float by like a cloud. You don't not have it,
No.
because for me, I can't not have it. I'm just, it's
But if
too
you
much.
have it
It's
for
too
more than
much.
2 seconds, you're indulging.
Right, it's got
So
to
what I'm
pass through
saying is
like a cloud.
you're going to have a feeling. So you look at the thing, oh, that awful thing with Cecil, that was terrible, right? So rather than,
Right.
you observe your reaction, oh, and then you just stay there with that and clear that, whatever. If as soon as you start, oh, those fucking cunts. See what's happened? Right? And all the anger you've ever had comes into that. It's nothing to do with fucking Cecil. But who's getting fed? It ain't you. Trigger for the harvest.
How they get me, I'm very good with that. How they get me is my personal, like the people I grew up with.
Yeah,
and stuff.
sentimentality.
That's how they get me. That's how they get me.
Sentimentality,
I mean,
baby.
everybody has their own. I knew right away that Cecil was doing what he came here to do. Like, I was like, okay, dude, that's pretty ugly, but like, I get it. Like, all I have to do is look at the whole world is now protecting lions, and like the lions are awake. Like, I get it. But that's not how they get me, the stuff like that. What gets me is the personal, like my friends all bagging on me and like abandoning me and all that. That's how they get me. Like, it's getting better, but this is really in a way like a good thing that I'm like flying back into all this, because I can really practice the neutral with all this. Like,
But also
all those,
set the thing beforehand. When you get into Light Code 3, what happens is you start to explore the different spheres. And what you can feel, and you can feel this in your big primary sphere, is like all these veins and like inlets, and you'll feel them. Some of them are gold, beautiful, keep them. Some of them are light and false light. You can feel that white light. Wind them back, get them out of your field, right? And any contract, agreement, allowance you had with those beings is now done, dusted.
when you went like this, you just from this end, you just became like so much clearer. Like, it's a trip. Oh my god! I have to say, there is. I don't know, I'm still pretty impacted by planetary shit, and like Venus is retrograde, Uranus is retrograde, and Pluto, and so
I'm going to tell you a little something, and I want you to Peniel's a Stargate to it as I tell you to see if it's a truth for you. The way I see it, okay, Ra comes in to this system, and Ra decides to explore itself and create 64 spheres, just like a giant flower of life. Earth's one of them. So is Mars. So is Venus. All of them are, right? So yes, it can be impacted on you, right?
Right.
But if you're riding with Earth's essence, Mumu's essence, and your essence, there'll be no impact. It'll be a symbiotic relationship because it's part of her or part of Ra's download.
Right, but here's where I'm at too. Like, just because something is difficult doesn't mean it's not positive. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, symbiotic can mean, conflict and change.
Oh, up, down, round, the
Right,
symphony.
like,
Past being.
Right.
Because as I said, you're starting to see now there is no past. That's a fucking illusion too.
You're right.
Past only exists in your memory.
Go ahead and remind me of that every single time I do this, because that's how they get me. All this stuff, like over the web, and I don't like the cops, and all that stuff. I don't feel emotion. How you get me is through my connections, friendships, love, all that. That's how the alien love.
So you would say that they get you through conditional love. Because really, if we're unconditional, they can do what they want to us. We're just in it. You know what I mean? So we're doing conditional love.
Right. That's how they get me. It's all that Scorpio. They know exactly what they're doing. It's all the Scorpio in me. Like, there's a ton of Scorpio, and that's where they go. And that's cool. That Scorpio in me kind of respects the whole strategy. I'm like, boy, that's effective. That's a really good counterattack. That's because why personalize it? I kind of
respect it. When you find that, reverse engineer it. Take it back. Put the exact opposite out of your field, around your field, and back into the grids. Fuck them. Do you know what I mean? It's like just as
Right.
they can put, we can put what we want to.
Right.
Our hologram, you know? And that's what they've been so
Right.
worried about, that we realise it's our fucking hologram. You know?
Right. Do you think that somehow there's a program for, I'm sure this is true, that like to be afraid of my own power?
Yeah. But look at it this way. What it will be is there'll be not so much a kill shot, or it can be a consequence. So it's like, if I accept my power, I'll die. Get rid of that agreement. Or I agree to never take full power in this lifetime. Get rid of that agreement. Or I need to give my power away in order to see it. Get rid of that agreement. Do you know what I mean? They're all agreements. They're all
Right.
goals.
They're just agreements. Right.